For most of my life, my body felt like a cage. Severe obesity had been my constant companion, a heavy shadow over every step. I had tried everything, but nothing stuck. Then, something inside me shifted. I was tired of just existing. I found the courage to seek serious medical help to truly fight for my life. This time, it felt different. This time, I was ready to reclaim myself. The first few weeks were a revelation. With my medical team's guidance, I saw real progress. The numbers on the scale slowly, steadily dropped. I felt a lightness I hadn't known in years, not just in my body, but in my spirit. Hope, a feeling I had almost forgotten, began to bloom inside me. I was so careful, following every single instruction. But then something strange started happening. My progress stalled. Days turned into weeks, and the scale barely budged, sometimes even creeping up. I was baffled. I was doing everything right, tracking every bite, every step. The initial hope started to flicker. A cold knot of worry began to form in my stomach, making me question myself. My sister, Sarah, seemed to sense my frustration. She was always there, offering a helping hand. "Let me cook for you, Clara," she'd say, "or bring over some of those healthy snacks you like." She'd often arrive with a new treat, always wrapped in concern. Her presence felt comforting at first, a true ally in my journey. My doctor's appointments became harder. They looked at my charts, then at me with a questioning gaze. "Are you truly adhering to the plan, Clara?" they'd ask. I swore I was. Each question chipped away at my confidence. I felt like a failure, a liar, even though I knew I wasn't. The self-doubt became a heavy cloak, suffocating my resolve. Sarah's help began to feel different. At family dinners, she'd make jokes about my failed diets or comment on a small treat I might have, calling it tough love. "Oh, Clara, still trying to fit into those old jeans." She'd tease. Her words, though delivered with a smile, felt like tiny cuts. They chipped away at my self-esteem, making me feel exposed and ashamed. I started noticing odd things. My carefully portioned meals seemed to shrink. Sometimes, a healthy snack Sarah brought would taste strangely sweet, or a tracking app would show a calorie surge I couldn't explain. I'd find myself craving things I usually didn't, feeling an insatiable hunger after meals. It was like my body was betraying me, or something else was at play. Then came the devastating blow. After a week of Sarah's intensive meal prepping, I stepped on the scale and saw a significant gain. Not a plateau, but a clear, undeniable increase. It was crushing. All my hard work, all my hope, felt like it was crumbling. I stood there, tears blurring my vision, on the verge of giving up completely. This couldn't be just me. My mind raced. How could this be happening? I was so diligent. The only variable, the only change, had been Sarah's increased involvement. A chilling thought, one I didn't want to admit, began to take root. Could she be doing this? The idea felt monstrous, a betrayal too deep to comprehend. But the evidence, however circumstantial, was piling up. I knew I had to find out the truth. I couldn't accuse her without proof, not my own sister. But I couldn't continue like this, losing myself, losing my health. I decided then and there, I would watch her. I would set up my own quiet observations discreetly. I had to understand why my journey was being derailed. I had to regain control no matter what. I knew I couldn't just stand by. My gut told me something was terribly wrong, and I had to prove it. I started small, watching Sarah more closely, noting every time she brought food or offered to cook. Then I took a bigger step. I placed tiny cameras in my kitchen, hidden from plain sight. It felt strange, almost like being a spy in my own home, but I desperately needed answers. Days turned into a grueling vigil. I reviewed hours of footage. My heart pounded when I finally saw it. Sarah in my kitchen, when she thought I wasn't looking. She was adding sugar to my oatmeal, swapping my low-fat yogurt for full-fat, even drizzling extra oil into my steamed vegetables. It was subtle, but it was clear. My stomach churned with disbelief and a cold dread that settled deep within me. The images replayed in my mind. My own sister, the one I had confided in, the one who feigned concern, was actively sabotaging me. The realization hit me like a physical blow. It wasn't just about the food. It was about her deliberate cruelty, her desire to keep me trapped. The pain was immense, a betrayal so deep it felt like a part of me was dying. My hope for us, shattered into a million pieces. I confronted her, my voice trembling with a mixture of anger and hurt. "Sarah," I began, "I know what you've been doing." She looked at me, her eyes wide with feigned innocence. "Clara, what are you talking about? Are you feeling okay?" She tried to twist my words, make me sound crazy. She even tried to cry, but I saw the coldness in her eyes. It was a performance, a cruel charade designed to gaslight me. Her denial, her gaslighting, it only solidified my resolve. My anger, once a dull ache, now burned bright and clear. This wasn't just about my weight anymore, it was about justice. She had stolen my health, my hope, and my trust. I would not let her get away with it. I decided right then that I would expose her. Not quietly, not privately, but for everyone to see. She deserved to face the consequences. I gathered the undeniable evidence, the video clips, the calorie tracking discrepancies, the before and after food comparisons. I invited my parents and a few close relatives to my home. My hands were steady as I played the videos, explaining each instance of sabotage. The silence in the room was heavy, broken only by quiet gasps. My mother covered her mouth, her eyes wide with shock. My father looked utterly defeated. Sarah tried to deny it, to spin new lies, but the evidence was too strong to dispute. She screamed, she cried, she even tried to attack me. But no one believed her anymore. The truth was laid bare for all to see. My parents, heartbroken, told her they couldn't condone her actions. Other family members turned away. Her manipulative facade crumbled completely, leaving her exposed and humiliated. The family dynamics shifted forever in that moment. With Sarah's toxic influence removed, my weight loss journey restarted, this time with true progress. The numbers on the scale finally moved consistently downward. Each pound lost felt like a victory, a reclaiming of my body and my life. The empowerment I felt was immense. This wasn't just about shedding weight. It was about shedding the weight of her cruelty, proving her wrong, and showing myself I was strong enough to heal. Sarah faced the full weight of her actions. Our parents struggled with the betrayal, but they stood by me. Her calls went unanswered, her invitations ignored. She lost the trust of everyone she had manipulated, and her relationships within the family withered. The silence from relatives who once adored her was deafening. She was left alone, with only the consequences of her monstrous choices for company. It was a devastating end for her, but a necessary one for me. My body felt lighter, my mind clearer. The constant battle was over. I had reclaimed my health, my identity, and my self-worth. Severing ties with Sarah was painful, a bittersweet decision, but vital for my peace. I no longer carried the burden of her malice. I was free. I was finally truly living, walking forward into a future where I controlled my own destiny, unburdened by the shadows of betrayal and embracing a life of my own choosing.